When we consider doing a bit of traveling, we tend to think of heading to popular places like Paris, Cape Town, or Thailand. Yet there are places out there that defy our imagination, that are so unusual that they take our breath away. So next time you're ready to book some flights, consider heading to some of these very intriguing places. Number 29. Spotted Lake, British Columbia, Canada. During winter and spring, this lake wouldn't have you batting an eye. It looks like any regular body of water. However, wait until summer and autumn and be prepared to be amazed. The water evaporates in the summer, leaving behind mineral pools of various shades of yellow, blue, and green. The native Okanagan people consider this lake as sacred, and it's easy to see why. Number 28. Salar de Uyuni, Potosi, Bolivia. At 4,086 square miles, Salar de Uyuni is the world's largest salt pan. The pans came into existence due to the transformations between several prehistoric lakes. It has a thick salt crust covering a pool of brine which contains 50 to 70% of the world's known lithium reserves. When the pans are covered by a thin film of water, the reflection makes it look like the world's biggest mirror. Number 27. Hoia-Baciu Forest, Romania. This forest is referred to as the Bermuda Triangle of Romania, as so many people have entered the forest but never returned. People have allegedly spotted UFOs along with other unexplained phenomena that have taken place inside these woods. People have often said they feel extremely anxious when they're close to this forest, so perhaps you can scratch this one off your list of places to visit. Number 26. Island of Dolls, Mexico. This island was never intended to become a much talked about tourist spot, but here we are. The story goes that the caretaker of the island, Don Julian Santana Barrera, found the body of a drowned girl and wasn't able to save her. Shortly thereafter, he found a doll he believed to be hers and hung it in the tree to appease her spirits. Some say he became obsessed with the fact that he couldn't save her and kept finding and hanging more dolls and did so for 50 years. His body was later found at the exact same spot that he found the little girl. Number 25. Split Apple Rock, New Zealand. Over in Tasman Bay is this unusual looking rock made from granite, and it looks pretty similar to an apple sliced down the middle, hence the name. Understandably, it's become a bit of a draw card for tourists, and you can hop on a boat to get a closer view of it. Number 24. Reed Flute Cave, Guilin, China. We'd love to tell you that it looks like this by some amazing, unexplained phenomenon, but we can't. It's the excellent placement of multicolored lights that have created this magical effect in the Reed Flute Caves. The cave got its name from the reeds that grow inside it and is believed to be over 180 million years old. Number 23. Lake Hillier, Australia. This may not be the biggest lake you'll ever come across, but what it lacks in size, it sure makes up for in color. Its hue is a lovely shade of bright pink, and it's thanks to a specific kind of algae found in this body of water. Strangely, if you're standing on the banks of the lake looking in, it's not nearly as pink as when you photograph it from above. It's physically possible to swim the lake with no side effects, but the practice is forbidden. Number 22. The Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland. Around 60 million years ago, give or take a couple of years, a volcanic eruption sent a mass of molten basalt flying into the air and settled near the ocean of Northern Ireland. It solidified and contracted when it started cooling down, and hundreds of cracks swept through the rocks, causing roughly 37,000 polygon columns to form. It's a World Heritage Site, and many like to believe that it was, in fact, created by a giant. Number 21. Devil's Bridge, Germany. This is a photo opportunity not to be missed. A trip to Devil's Bridge should be high on your list if you're heading anywhere close to Berlin in Saxony. The bridge is unique because of its construction accuracy. Regardless of where you view the bridge from, its reflection in the water gives you a perfect circle every time. Number 20. Hill of Crosses, Lithuania. This area was originally created as a ceremonial site for Lithuanians to mourn the loss of their loved ones, but the Soviet Union tore down the area twice, and each time locals would rebuild it. Government has given up, and now there are over 100,000 crosses standing on the hill. Number 19. Mendenhall Ice Caves, Juneau, Alaska. Breathtaking, jaw-dropping, out of this world. These are just some of the phrases people have used to describe the Mendenhall Ice Caves. Located inside a glacier, these caves require a bit of a trek and a kayak to reach, but it is so worth it once you're there. Due to global warming, the caves are becoming smaller and smaller as each year passes, so if you want to reach them, do it sooner rather than later. Number 18. The Champagne Pool, New Zealand. It's only been around for 900 years and was formed by a hydrothermal eruption, so in geological terms, it's still a baby. The water is abundant with carbon dioxide, and the orange color comes from deposits of arsenic and antimony sulfides. Swimming here is not a great idea as the water is a sizzling 163 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 17. Socotra, Yemen. Called the Jewel of Arabia, this is Socotra in Yemen, and there's a good chance that it won't be around for too much longer due to neo-colonial takeover, unrest, and fighting in the area. The area is filled with dragon blood trees, and legend has it that two Arabian brothers fought till the last drop of blood was spilt on the ground, which gave way to the first unusual-looking tree. Number 16. Fly Geyser, Nevada. It was by sheer accident that Fly Geyser was created in Nevada in 1964 when things went horribly wrong with some thermal drilling that took place there, and ever since then, hot water has been spewing out of the borehole. The water is full of heavy minerals from the algae, which is why it gives off the red and green sheen. Access to the public is not possible, as it is in fact located on private property. Number 15. Pamukkale, Turkey. This beautiful UNESCO World Heritage Site is located in southwest Turkey, and not only will you witness the most incredible cascading natural springs, you'll also soak in the views of the ancient ruins of Hierapolis. The water flows down the terraces and makes these gorgeous thermal pools, making for the perfect spot to have a dip. Number 14. Dead Fly, Namibia. In the Namib-Naukluft National Park, you'll come across a forest like one you've never seen before. Surrounding the forest are sand dunes with rich, intense shades of orange, brown, and red, and in the center are these trees that have been there for hundreds of years. Due to the lack of water, the trees could not flourish, and it's too dry for them to decompose, so this is where they will remain for probably the next thousands of years. Number 13. Muynak, Uzbekistan. What was once a busy port city on the Aral Sea is now a desert wasteland. The Soviet Union decided to drain the sea for irrigation purposes, ultimately destroying the port city. Now, the only remains are the once powerful vessels gathering dust in a desert. Number 12. Tunji Mountains, China. Said to be the inspiration for various scenes in the movie Avatar, Tunji Mountains are breathtaking and surreal. It is said that 300,000 years ago there was nothing but ocean here, but today there are towers of rocks of quartz and sandstone making up this exquisite mountain range. Number 11. The Door to Hell, Turkmenistan. This naturally occurring gas field has been burning for decades, but didn't begin its life naturally. Some engineers were working in the area trying to extract gas, but while they were busy, the ground underneath gave way and the rig collapsed into the crater. They were concerned that the hole would give off poisonous gas, so they lit a fire in the hope the gas would burn out. 4 decades later, it continues to burn. Number 10. Zhangyi Danxia Landform, Gansu, China. China seems to be spoiled for choice when it comes to spectacular mountain ranges, and these multicolored mountain ranges are full of red sandstone and mineral deposits. It's taken over 20 million years for the multitude of colors to take full effect, but you have to admit that the wait was totally worth it. Number 9. Badab-e-Sort, Iran. Over the course of thousands of years, these exquisite travertine terraces have been forming in northern Iran. Travertine is formed by the calcium deposits in water, which creates this type of limestone. These terraces have a reddish tint to them due to the large amount of iron oxide in one of the springs. Number 8. Eternal Flame Falls, New York, USA. For a long time, not many people were able to make their way to this unusual spot where a flame glows brightly right underneath the waterfall. Now, thanks to the improvements to the access trail, visitors have been able to take in this spectacle. Number 7. Akodisua Fetish Market, Togo. As bizarre as this place is, we're not sure it's going to be high on your list of must-see places. In Togo, a great portion of the population practice indigenous beliefs, which means they would require a number of items you wouldn't be able to buy in your regular supermarket. Here, however, you can buy skulls, flesh, shrunken heads, and anything else your mind can imagine. Number 6. Root Bridges, Cherrapunji, India. The locals here have taken the roots from the fig trees and guided them to make this incredible bridge strong enough to hold humans. Number 5. Hitsujiyama Park, Chichibu, Japan. When you think of Japan, you generally think of their cherry blossoms, but Japan is also home to this stunning pink moss called Shibazakura. When it's spring, Shibazakura Hill in Hitsujiyama Park has this moss blossoming, creating a carpet effect throughout the park. It's quite something to see, but remember, you have to head there in spring or you will leave disappointed. Number 4. Chocolate Hills, Bohol Island, Philippines. The chocolate hills of the Philippines derive their name from the way they resemble chocolate when they turn from their lush green to brown in the dry season. There are around 1,700 hills and they're made up of coral deposits and as a result of water erosion. Number 3. Caño Cristales, Colombia. It's not much of an unusual spot in the winter, but just wait for summer and this river turns red. There's a certain species of plant that grows, making the river a deep shade of red. It's not just red that you'll see though, but also yellow, green, and blue, referred to as the River of Five Colors. It had been closed to tourists for a number of years due to guerrilla activity in the area, but it was reopened again in 2009. Number 2. Abraham's Lake, Western Alberta, Canada. This intriguing lake has thousands of frozen bubbles trapped underneath the surface. It's the plants underneath the water that release the air bubbles that get caught below the sheen of ice on top, creating an incredible lily pad effect. Number 1. Blood Falls, Taylor Glacier, Antarctica. Fortunately, what you're looking at is not a strong flow of blood coming out of the ice, but rather a type of bacteria that bleeds out this rust-colored brine. When you see it stemming out of the white ice that surrounds it, it is a little disconcerting, but rest assured, it's really normal under the circumstances. If you guys could go and see any of these strange places in person, which would you go to and why? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos just like this. Thanks for watching.